GCF up there? No, other than 1. Everyone can agree? There's no GCF. Can I group it? No, because I only have how many terms? 3. I got to group something with 4. All right, so now we're stuck. Everyone who agrees, we are stuck. All right, so this is why I need to introduce a new method. I don't have a name for this method. Okay, maybe you guys can come up with another name we'll adopt, but I don't have a name for this method. But what I want to remind you guys of is last week, the week before, when we started multiplying something like this, and you guys double distributed, right? You combined your like terms, we ended up with this. And we said, whoa, there's a little pattern here, right? How'd we get that 10? And how'd we get the 21? Oh. What do you think the middle term is going to be? -2 plus 4. What do you think the last term is going to be? Remember those? We're going backwards today. Right? We're going backwards. So to factor, what do I call this, by the way, if it's got 3 terms? Trinomial, where the a value, the number out in front of the x squared is, what's the number out in front of the x squared here? A 1. This is the only time I can do this method I'm about to show you, is with a trinomial where my a value is 1. All right? A is 1. What's my b value? Take a look. What's my b value? 7. And what's my c value? 10. So when I factor it, it's still going to be 2. It's going to be 2 parentheses, 2 binomials. I'm always going to start out with x and x because I need to multiply to what? X squared. Okay, everyone ready to play a little game we're going to play all day today? You need to find 2 numbers that multiply to the c value and at the same time add to your b value. So don't yell anything out. Just think about in your head numbers that multiply to 10, but you can get to add to 7. Okay, don't yell anything out. Numbers that multiply to 10, but add to 7. Got a pair for me, 16? 5 and 2. So I'm just going to write 5 and 2 in there. What signs do I put in front so they will add to a positive 7 and at the same time multiply to a positive 10? Plus and plus. You've just factored that. Congratulations. We're going backwards. Okay? Adds to the middle term, multiplies to the last term. Let's go next one, because some of these are going to be tricky. Here you go, 28. What's your c value up here? 7. And how about your b value? Okay, so now I got a negative now to deal with. So I got x and x. 2 numbers that multiply to 7. No, multiplies to your c value. Multiplies to 7, but adds to -8. Well, multiplies to 7. There's not really many choices, are there? What are my only 2 numbers? Now think, what signs do I need to put in front of them so they add to -8, but will multiply to a positive 7? That's what you're thinking about right now. What signs to put in front to make them add to -8, multiply to 7? What are we thinking with our signs? Here we go, 18. What's it? Sorry. Okay. Negative, because now I add to -8, multiply to positive 7. Check. How we doing? All right? Not too bad on the first 2. Okay, I'm going to do example 2A, but we're going to skip B until the end of class because we're not ready for B yet. All right, so here we go. Trinomial. Any GCF? Hey, any GCF? No. Nope. And how many terms? 3. What's your A value? A value. 1, so I got to figure out multiplies to this, adds to this. So x and x. What's your C value now? C value. Here you go. 20. What's my C value? Sign goes with it. Negative 16. And how about the B value? 6. Think of numbers that multiply to 16 that you can get a 6 from. Don't give up, because some of these numbers are going to be tough to do it with. You got numbers that multiply to 16, but are going to involve a 6 when you add them. 3, got anything? Eight and 2? Okay, we can try it. 8 and 2. Be careful now. What signs do I put in front so they add to 6, but multiply to negative 16? Think about it. And even if you need to do a little trial and error and put plus, 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 minus, 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 see what works for you. All right, where are the signs going to be? Here you go, 18. What are my signs going to be? Plus 8, minus 2. Everyone ready? Add them, you get 6. Multiply them, you get negative 16. Anything you want to ask here? Yes, go ahead.
Does it matter which, like, polynomial you put the 2 and 8 in?
No, as long as the 2 gets a negative and the 8 gets a positive. No, it does not. Okay? But the signs have to go specifically with the 2 and the 8. Okay? We'll get back to part B in a second, but we got to get more practice at this. All right? More practice. I'll do a couple more with you, and I want to see you do it on your own. Go ahead, Emma. Right ahead. Go right ahead. Any GCF on number 1? Nope. How many terms? 3 terms. A value is 1. All right. X and X. C and B values. C and B values. Here you go. 10. C and B values. C value? 3. What's your B value? 4. Got it. So 2 numbers that multiply to 3 but add to 4. 2 numbers that multiply to C, add to B. Here you go. 23. Find any numbers? 3 and 1. What's got to be the signs in front to add to 4 and multiply to positive 3? There you go. Okay. Let's skip around here. Let's go to, I'm trying to, 4. 4 is usually a tough one for you rookies. Let's go to 4. First, just identify your C and B value in number 4. 22, identify your C and B value. What's your C value? Negative 6. And B value? Who has 22? Okay, ready to go now?
Yeah.
Numbers that multiply to 6 but are going to give me a negative 1 somehow. This one's a tough one. Gets people. Well, first of all, just start with numbers that multiply to 6. Okay, so I'm just going to put a 3 and 2. I'll see if that. Can you get a negative 1 from those?
Oh, yeah.
How? And will that multiply to negative 6? We got it. If you're stuck, just start with multiplying. What numbers multiply to C? Throw numbers out there and see if you can get your B value from them. If you can't, erase them. Try a new pair. Okay, try a new pair. How are we doing? We feel like we got to do one more, or can I let you go on your own for a couple? You got it. You got it, stud. Just for you. Sure. Like 11? 11? Those look like big numbers, right? They're scary. Just remember it starts out with an A, so make sure you start out with an A, not an X. All right, what's my C value here? Here we go. 22 again. What's my C value?
24.
24. And how about your B value? All right. Just start. Let's see. Numbers that multiply to 24, hopefully. Nope. No, I'll pick it. 23. Just numbers that multiply to 24. If they're right, they're right. If not, we'll change them. Okay, so first thing that probably comes to many minds, 6 and 4. 6 and a 4. Can you get a 14 from those? No, okay. So it's not 6 and 4. Big deal. So get them out of there. What are other options for 24? 12 and 2. Can you get a 24? Can you get a 14 from 12 and 2? Yep, and it's got to be negative 14. So what signs do I need to put in front to get a negative 14? And that'll give me positive 24. Okay? I'll give you guys 5 minutes right now to see how many you can finish up there. Do not do 13 through 15. And is everyone all right? 12, I wrote it out of order. It's okay. If you want to rewrite the order on 12, go right ahead. So you can identify what the A, B, and C value is, write it in standard form. See how many you can do here. Don't do 13, 14, 15. Okay, even if you're not finished here, just check the first couple here. Make sure we're on the right path. Is that a V in number 3? An R, huh? I don't know, 6 may have scared some people away because of the 121. Or it was 11 and 11, your two numbers. Okay, 11 and 11. On Monday, I will show you a trick at the end of class that how you can use your calculator to find these numbers if the C value gets a little too high for you. But I want to show you right now. Make sure I want you guys to work for it. Anything on this one before I go to the next page? Hey, and if you're feeling want to impress some friends, how else could I write this answer? X minus 11, X minus 11. That's the same as X minus 11 all squared. If you want to impress some friends later, I'm sure you do in the cafeteria. Okay, here you go. 7 should have been X plus 5 and X plus 1. 8, A plus 9, A minus 1. And again, does not have to be in this order. You could switch them. 9, Y minus 8, Y plus 1. 10, X plus 10, X plus 2. 12, Y 18, 6 and 3, 9 and 2, plus 9, plus 2. All right. How you guys feeling with this before I just show you this last little piece? It's going to look different, but we're going to treat it the same. Go back up to the example I did not finish with you guys under number 2. Example 2B. GCF. That's a question. No. How many terms? No grouping. What's the A value still? 1. So I'm still going to do the multiplies to this, adds to this. The only thing that's freaking you guys out is there's multiple variables here. We're still going to treat this the same. Ready? What's that C value? Negative 56. And what's my B value? Treat it the same way. Ready? What's still going to go in my first 2 spots here? M's. Okay, can you start thinking about numbers right now? 56 and going to give me a 1 somehow. Multiply to 56, somehow give me a 1. You can do it. $25? But that won't give me a 1, though, right? 28 and 2. Let's get smaller now. 56. I know that's a tough number. What do you got there, stud? Oh, I got 2 studs. I forgot in class. Yep. 8 and 7. Everyone agree? 8 and 7? So 8, 7. But, hey, what's attached to that 56? V squared. So what do you think I need to attach to the 8 and the 7? V's. Not V squared, but just V's. Now, how do I get them to add to a negative 1? Negative 1. Minus 8Vn plus 7V. So that's the only little hiccup is I just got to add on the variables at the end. Okay, whoa, here we go. Let's keep trucking. Right into the weekend. 13. Anything in common? Nope. It's a trinomial. A value is 1. All right, let's go to C. What's the number in front of y squared? 1. What's your B value in the middle? Okay, I'm not asking for rocket science on this one, am I? Numbers that multiply to 1 but are going to add to 2 here. Oh, boy. I guess I am. Multiply to 1.
Oh, I did that.
Yep, add to 2. Multiply to 1, add to 2. What are my numbers? 1 and 1, but I got to put what with them? Y's, right? So if you want to put 1y, 1y, that's fine. How do I get to add them to 2? Plus n. If you're feeling nuts,
X plus y squared.
not required, but if you want to show off. Think you can do this one? Let's see what you got here. Let's see what you got. We got plenty of time. Maybe. I know it's going to start out with A and A. I got that. Numbers that multiply to 4, we're going to add to negative 4. What are you whispering there, Marco? 2 and 2. But I got to put 2B, 2B. It's got to add to a negative 4, though. Negative 4. Both have to be? Yep. And again, if you're feeling saucy, A minus 2B all squared, right? And then can we get through this last one? X and X. Numbers that multiply to 7 but will add to 6. 7y and 1y, right? And then what do you guys have as far as signs go?
Positive 7.
Positive 7 and... So you guys can do this. There you go. We're doing another day Monday if you're still feeling a little weird about it. Get this done over the weekend. Come on, get it done.